Oh, that is so great. What is up, Debbie? Got Kingdom Hearts on my mind? Yo, let's get it. Versace Jesus swag. Anyway, so we're going to, all right. So I've actually noticed there's a very steep incline. There's a very steep incline to Tekken players lately. Okay, so, alright. Allow me to learn you a tutorial on how to Tekken. Let me show you guys how to Tekken. Also, to learn how to get out of blue. Alright, I'm gonna do very, very basic, very simple stuff. Alright, step one. This is how you Tekken. Step one. Okay, are you ready? Are you guys ready? Step one. Choose a main character. You have so many different main characters to choose from. I mean, just look at the roster. Are you a thought? Pick Anna. Do you hate yourself? Pick Geese. Do you like vampire waifus? Pick Elisa. Are you husbanded material? Then go with Noctis or Claudio. Are you a degenerate? Pick Elisa or Lily or Lane or Chloe. Do you wish to have an old Jin? Pick Kazumi. Do you want easy? Pick Thotterina. Do you like crybabies? Pick Josie. All American? Paul. Weird American? Steve. King? You know, if you're a furry, that's cool. It's okay, I play Chloe too. Yo, Shiny Wizard. We're gonna learn today. We're gonna learn things. You know, Brian, if you want to be Mr. Naps, pick Brian. Bob, if you like thick men, pick Bob. Miguel, you know, he's got eyeliner on, by the way. Did you guys notice that? Steve is British. I understand he's British, but you know what? He should have just been American. Do you like cute bears? Pick Kuma or Panda. Panda, Kuma. Do you like beautiful, fabulous boys? Pick Lee. Are you a degenerate again, but a male, and you don't want to be called derogatory slurs for being a homosexual? Pick Eddie. Are you just grimy? Pick Fang. Do you want to be top tier? Pick Jack. Do you want to be part of the 1%? Pick Leo. Do you like big anime biddies? Pick Asuka. Do you want to be part of the other 1%? Pick Gigas. Top tier, Devil Jin. Top tier, Heihachi. Do you want to be part of the other 1%? Lei. Are you coming from a 2D game? Pick Akuma. Top tier, Kazuya. Medium top tier, Jin. Do you want to be an Evo champion? Pick Shaheen. Do you like do you like Bruce Lee? Pick Law. Do you love hard execution but looking like you don't know what you're doing? Pick Harong. Top tier. Are you trying to be JDCR? Pick Dragunov. Do you just like to play with your food? Pick Yoshimitsu. And of course, if you are an old school player and you just love queens, pick Nina. And then there's Master Raven. So, I'm going to learn you. I think I'm going to learn with I'm going to show you guys with my main characters. Well, my main character. I'm going to pick Elisa. And let's go against Kazuya. Okay? Alright. So, I noticed a lot of okay, so we're going to start. If you guys notice in the top corner, my life bars are summer lesson because this has now become, ding ding, you guessed it, a fall lesson, sweeties. So I'm going to learn you how to Tekken. First thing to learn about Tekken, movement. So obviously I'm top tier because I know how to backdash properly. But if you put me on 2P, I do kind of like the beginner backdash. Oh, I'm pressing buttons. See how like the beginner backdash, you kind of just sidestep to cancel? That's kind of what you should be learning. Of course, try to perfect your backdash on both sides. Now, how do you backdash? I'm going to teach you very simply. As you can see, my inputs are at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to press left punch, which is square on PlayStation controllers, X on Xbox controllers, and no one plays keyboard, so I'm not going to tell you what that is on keyboard. Now, left punch. See, at the bottom you see the blue light up. That's the X or the square. Also known as left punch. Left punch in Tekken Annotation is known as 1. So when people say DF1, they mean down, forward, 1. So you're going to hit at the diagonal. See how my stick hits the diagonal? That's down, forward. And of course, the other notations, B meaning back, DF meaning down, forward, D meaning down, and then U meaning up. Of course, you have UB, which is up, back, and UF, which is up, forward. Now that we know our directionals, let's continue. So, as I stated, on a PlayStation controller, LP means left punch, or square, or X. But to learn it easier in Tekken, you would want to refer to LP as 1. In Tekken Notation is notated by 4 numbers: 1, 2, 3, and 4. LP means 1. RP, or triangle, or Y on an Xbox controller, triangle on a PlayStation controller. RP, which is right punch, is 2. So let's review that. 1 is LP, or square, on PlayStation controllers, or X on an Xbox controller. 2 is RP, or triangle on a PlayStation controller, and Y on an Xbox controller. Those control the 2 limbs. 1, 2. Each one controls a different limb, so no matter where you put it, 1 is always going to be your left punch. 2 is always going to be your right punch. So you can dictate, so no matter what you press, if you just do 1, back 1, down forward 1, down back 1, up forward 1, up back 1, forward 1, it's always going to be your left hand. Same with 2. No matter what you do, always going to be that. Your right punch. 2 is always right punch. Excuse me, Lisa, that's not what I wanted. Next, we're gonna go to our left leg, or X on PlayStation, or A on your Xbox controller. Now, the notation for left leg is actually called 3. Can I get 3 in a chat for our left legs? This is 3. 3, 3, 3. Notice how the notation at the bottom is 3, or our left leg. Same thing as before. Like I said, if you wanted to do down back or DB, back or B, 3 has different actions for each direction. So we have down 3, down forward 3, down back 3, back 3, forward 3, up back 3, up forward 3. and I think up 3. Up 3, well, this character specific. I'm not gonna go into this character specific. Next, we're gonna go into our RK. Next is RK, or your right kick, which on a PlayStation controller is going to be circle, or on an Xbox controller it's going to be B. RK in Tekken annotation is 4. Can I get 4 in the chat? 4. Now, same thing as everything else. You have your back 4, down back 4, down 4, down forward 4, forward 4, up forward 4, up back 4, up 4. Alright, now that we know our annotations and we know the simple basics of everything in terms of learning annotation, understanding how combos are formulated when they're written down, and just understanding when what someone says, punish that with 1-1-2. We can learn about movement. Tekken is a 3D game, and movement is very crucial to everything. Movement in Tekken is the determining factor of a win or a loss. Now, you may have noticed in other high-level streams, people talk about backdashing or Korean backdashing. Now, where we got the terminology Korean backdashing, no one really knows. So I'm not even going to go into that because it does not matter. But backdashing is very simple. Now, in other 2D games, you can hit back and it'll have your character backdash. But in Tekken, your character takes a slight pause in between each backdash. Now, in backdash canceling, it tells you right there what we're doing. We are canceling that one frame the character takes to step back. And how do we do that? Well, we do it like this. So, in order to cancel our backdash, we're gonna hit back, but in the middle of the animation, we're gonna hit down back. And instead of doing a second two backbacks, we're just gonna do one. So it should look something like this. See how the character took 2 backdashes back? They covered twice as much space in short amount of time as they would if you did back. Now, if you look at the annotation, it shows you right at the bottom. Let me use my pointer. Never mind. Okay, guys. Anyway, so what I really would like you guys to do, if this is your weakness and you cannot backdash, please practice. Practice makes perfect. And that is the way things work. Now, let's review how to backdash cancel. So you're going to hit back, and in the middle of the animation, we're going to do down back, and then hit back right away. Like this. Back, down, back. Back, okay, down, back.
Get wrecked, Young P! Get wrecked! Get wrecked! Wrecked!
Kawaii 11 heart.
So, let's go over the backdash technique again. We're going to do back, down, back. So we do back, down, back. Back, down, back. Back, down, back. And if you string it all together very quickly, you will have a very effective backdash. No, not like that one. Not like that one either. But like, not like that. But like this. Not like that. That is how we backdash. Now, there's other modes of movement in the game. If you noticed, a lot of people tell you, step left. But what does that mean? Well, friends, I'm here to tell you what that means. In Tekken, because it is a 3D space, we utilize different movements besides backdashing, such as sidestepping. Now, on 1P, left is going to be into the background. Right is going to be into the foreground. Think of it like this. If you were standing in your character's shoes, which side would be your left? And which side would be your right? That is the way we should be stepping. Let's take Kazuya, for example. He does a lot of moves. And that's okay. But what we are going to do is step left, because Kazuya is pretty weak to his left side, as are all mishimas. So if we set his action to something like 1-1-2, let's play that, shall we? Wow, so we're holding back to block. Another form of movement, you hold back to block. Do not hold forward. Hold back. So what do we do here? We don't know how to punish, but how do we handle this? So, we're holding back. We don't know how to do this, and this Kazuya is just swinging at us. How do we get around this? Well, we sidestep. So, we're gonna not that way. We're gonna sidestep right. No. Okay, does that move track? Can someone tell me? Oh, there we go. We're gonna sidestep right. Wow. He just completely whiffed. Wow. We just made him whiff. So what do we do? Well, as you can tell, there are things we can do when characters whiff. But we utilize our sidestepping to move around the opponent, so that way we can get past not so good moves. Or moves that kind of just stay straight. Kawaii Rob, please hold all questions till the end of the set. We are learning how to Tekken. Yes, I do use PC mods for Tekken training. I got you. Okay, Kawaii Rob, I got you. I use mods. streammodder.dbnot.com. Anyway, so let's reset ourselves. Now that we have the basics of movement, the key of using your movement is you want to always be moving. Now you don't want to be moving this far away unless you're turtling, or unless you're like me and you have no real offense. You want to always be moving. Now, when you're in the neutral, this is the neutral. Right in this space, we are neutraling each other. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is the neutral. You want to be, this is the area in the neutral. Now, every character has a different game plan. I'm not going to go into specific, but what we're doing is we are neutraling each other. We're in an area where our spaces are kind of just together. We're not doing much. But what do we do here? Well, this is the next portion. Controlling the neutral space, and or how do I poke? In this game, yes, it does help to know combos, because how else will you capitalize on a launcher? But learning combos is not everything. If you do not have a good neutral, as we are in the neutral, how do we open up an opponent so that way we can get a potential launch? Well, that's when we're going to be utilizing our pokes. Now, I'm going to be using Elisa as a primary example of how to poke. Elisa has very fast pokes. She has 1, 1, 2, down forward 4, down back 3, back 1, down forward 1. Now, every character has a down forward 1, but they're all different. So I'm not going to talk about that because it doesn't really matter, and once you pick your character, you'll see how different the down forward ones are. Next. P.S. Todd says hi. Hi, Todd. Anyway, so how are we going to open up our opponent? Well, when you're in the neutral, what are we going to do in poking? So with Elisa's fast pokes and a neutral, you're going to want to kind of play a mind game. Think of Tekken as like chess. In chess, it's all about strategic planning and movement. When you do one move, what are your follow-ups for your situations? That's a more advanced lesson. I'll delve into that at another time. But for right now, we are going to talk about how to just poke. Now, when you're poking, you do not want to mash, especially against at lower ranks. You will be wanting to do 1, 2, for Elisa specifically. We will do 1, 2, 1, down forward 1, down forward 4, down back 3. Now, with that being stated, we are going to poke in the neutral. Poking is a great way of mind gaming your opponent. What are mind games? Sorry, that was a little too advanced. I got ahead of myself. What are mind games? Well, I'm glad you asked. You're going to want to poke your opponent and you're going to try to force them to guess, are you going mid, high, or low? So, what is mid, high, or low? This is a high, this is a mid, and this is a low. When you're ducking, you can block low, but if you're ducking, you cannot block mid. But when you're ducking, you can also duck a high. If you're standing, you are more susceptible to getting hit by lows all day. That means your ankles will be free, son. So you're just gonna want to make hard reads. What are reads? Reads are when you can read your opponent to see what they're going to do. Now, with that being said, say you have an Elisa that is just poking like this, maybe an occasional mid, but they're just poking and they're doing a bunch of highs. So let's say she does that full string and you're like, okay, well here's a mid. I know like several different highs are coming, so I'm gonna duck and I'm gonna launch it. That is a read. So, in order to open up your opponent, you want to stay in a specific range where you have enough time to move out of the way, but also be able to go in and capitalize on any whiffs. Say, if I was fighting a real character and I did this at that range. Kazuya would electric when Godfist that ass. And that would not be fun. So, next, we're going to also talk about launchers. As I stated, every character has different launchers. Will I go over all of them? No. Will I try to go over them? No. But they all have launchers. So, with down forward 2, Elisa's launchers are down forward 2, up forward 4, 4, back 3 plus 4, down 3 plus 4. That's not a launcher. While standing 1 plus 2. While standing 2. 1 plus 2. I can't even remember all her launchers, so. Now, High Cadence just gave us a perfect answer to what a read is. They learned how to low parry. And that is a way to get a good read on a low. Next, we are going to talk about something that is pretty good, such as throwing. Now, if you played me before, you would know I'm a dirty hoe, and I like to get nasty and put my hands on you, and sometimes I give head. That, my friends, is called throwing. How do we throw? Well, there's very different annotations for throwing. One of the throws is 1 plus 3. Can everyone tell me what 1 plus 3 is? Now, we learned that 1 was left punch and 3 was left kick. If you're using a PlayStation controller, 1 is square, or an Xbox controller, 1 is X. PlayStation controller, 3 is A. PlayStation controller, 3 is X. Xbox controller, 3 is A. So, what is a 1 plus 3? You are going to press both of those buttons together. You're going to press your 1 and your 3, and that's going to give you a 1 plus 3. That is how you do a 1 throw. How do you do a 2 throw? We are going to do 2 plus 4. Now, 2 is right punch, 4 is right kick. So we're going to do is put those two together, like so. And that's how you do a 2 break. Now, in Tekken, throw breaking is so easy. Now, when you have generic throws as 1 plus 3 or 2 plus 4, you can just press 1 or 2 to break them. But there are specific command throws. With Elisa, she only has 1 plus 2 throws. What are 1 plus 2 throws? Well, it's where they use both hands to grab you. And that's okay. So, with Elisa, how do we give head? Well, we're gonna do up forward 1 plus 2. That is a 1 plus 2 break because she uses both hands. Now, how do we break? How do we know when to break throws? This is a very, very, very good question. Pay attention to hands. Now, if you notice, when you do a 2 throw, her right arm is more extended. As we know, right arm is 2. But if we're doing a 1 throw, her left arm is more extended. Left arm being 1. 1 plus 2, we see both hands come out. That is how you know what to press in order to break throws. So, one of the students actually asked a very good question. This is a question that belongs in basics. How do we block? Well, I know in 2D fighters, blocking is a very more easier way to do, because you kind of just stand there, or you hold down back. In Tekken, you have to manually block. So, what you would do is you hold back, and that's how you block. But keep in mind, your movement is going to help you create that space, so you never really have to block. But if you're up close, be prepared to block. This is where backdash canceling comes in handy. Because you are backdashing, you have more time to safely recover and block while still creating space. How do we block low? When you see a low, you do down back. Down back will block you from any lows that try to take those ankles. And yes, they are really coming for those ankles, son. So, let's review that. How do we block? We hold back. But Miles, what if they're going for a low? We hold down back, back, down back, back, down back. It's really simple. What do we do when we're on the floor? Here's the next one. We're going to talk about how to wake up. Now, there are several different ways to wake up in case you get knocked down. What are the ways, you may be asking? Well, there's holding back. There's doing down back to get up crouching and duck a low if you have a hard read. There's 1 to roll into the foreground, into the background. 2 doesn't tech roll. Interesting. But you hold down in order to roll to your right. You are going to hold down and press 1. Your character will continue to roll. And as you saw, she just rolled to the ground and laid face down. There's also spring kicks, which is our 3+4. That is combining both our left leg and our right leg together to create a spring kick. If you have someone rushing you down, spring kicks might be good for you. Be careful though, they are launch punishable on block. But you silly kids, we're just learning. We don't know how to punish yet. Next. The next way to get up is pressing 3. 3, or our left kick, is how to get up with a low kick. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you may get a counter hit, which leads into a combo. Swagmaster brings up a very excellent point. There is different spring kicks. Am I gonna go over those? Nah, you're in the wrong stream for that one, son. I'm just telling you basics. So, there's also getting up with a mid kick. Say you have an opponent that is rushing you down and they're kind of just expecting you to do a low kick because you do it all the time. Well, that means they're gonna low parry you. And with that being said, you would want to do a mid kick. You would press 4 for a mid kick. Elisa is a very special case. She has a very special get up, 1+2, 3+4, also known as reboot, where she flies into the air, and with 1+2 she flies up, and 3+4 she crushes anything. It's really cheap.
Get wrecked.
Now how do we low parry? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna time that low to a down forward. That's gonna cause the opponent to fall to the ground, such as like that, giving you a full combo. Now, low pokes you have to have a very strong read on. If you smell a low, you more than likely know you have a low coming. But with that being said, low parrying, all you have to do is just time the low with a down forward and you will catch a low parry every single time. But be careful, some people can bait it out and you might get hop kick. So just get a very strong read. Now, you cannot sit here holding down forward in full crouch. You have to time a down forward with the low at the right frame to get that move. And that is how we do. So you're going to do down forward the low once you see the animation happen. That will give you your low parry, and that will give you a lead up to your best combo. Alright guys, so those are your basics. I will be exporting this. Alright. Now that we have our Tekken lessons out of the way,